BBC News with Gareth Barlow. President Biden has announced that an American airstrike has killed the al-Qaeda leader Ayman al-Zawahiri. He said he authorized the operation, which took place in the Afghan capital Kabul on Saturday. Mr. Biden said Ayman al-Zawahiri was deeply involved in the September the 11th attacks on the US in 2001, which killed nearly 3,000 people. The US president said the killing of al-Zawahiri would bring closure to the families of the victims. Mr. Biden, who pulled US troops out of Afghanistan last year, insisted that the country would never again become a safe haven for terrorists. Ayman al-Zawahiri was an Egyptian doctor who was imprisoned in the 1980s for involvement in radical Islam. He left Egypt after his release and settled in Afghanistan, where he joined forces with Osama bin Laden. Zawahiri became al-Qaeda leader after the killing of bin Laden by US forces in Pakistan. An international study says that the risks of a climate change catastrophe, including the extinction of the human race, are not being taken seriously. The authors say the world needs to start preparing for the possibility of what they term the climate endgame. Taiwan media say the US House Speaker Nancy Pelosi plans to visit the island today. There's been no official confirmation from Ms. Pelosi, who's on a tour of Asia. A member of a militia group from Texas who tried to storm the US Capitol armed with a gun has been sentenced to more than 7 years in prison. Guy Reffitt was also convicted of threatening to harm his teenage children, who turned him in to the FBI. And surgeons have used virtual reality headsets to help successfully separate Brazilian twins born with fused brains. Doctors in Brazil and Britain wore the technology to test techniques before operating on the 3-year-olds. The twins are said to be recovering well in hospital. World News from the BBC.